NVIDIA owns 9.3% of Nebius. The easy headline is that the GPU leader is bullish on AI cloud. But the more important question is harder. When a chip supplier invests in a cloud customer that buys its chips, how do we separate real-end demand from demand that is being financed, supplied, and signaled by the same ecosystem? Start with what is actually known. NVIDIA's SEC Schedule 13G reports beneficial ownership of 22.26 million Nebius Class A shares, representing 9.3% of that class. That proves an ownership position. It does not prove that the investment created new GPU demand, and it does not guarantee Nebius economics. Why does this matter now? AI has moved from proving model capability to proving infrastructure utilization. In the first phase, the question was who could train the biggest model. In this phase, the question is who can combine GPUs, power, data centers, networking, and capital, then sell that stack as a durable service. A GPU is not a profit machine by itself. Think of it as an aircraft. Without power, cooling, fiber, a data center rack, and a paying workload, it is an expensive plane parked at the gate. A neocloud does not really sell chips. It sells a working airport, capacity that a customer can use today. That distinction changes the economics. The relevant equation is not contract value. It is deployed GPUs times utilization times realized price times duration, minus power, depreciation, networking, operations, customer acquisition, and financing. A large contract can be strategically valuable and still produce weak cash flow. This is the two-sided meaning of NVIDIA stake. On the optimistic view, it reduces friction, supply confidence, ecosystem credibility, and access to capital. On the skeptical view, it raises a necessary question. How much capacity is supported by independent customer demand, and how much is being pulled forward by financing and strategic relationships? That is not an accusation. Capital relationships are common in infrastructure markets. The right response is not to guess motives. It is to measure the operating evidence: GPU utilization, customer renewals, cash collections, customer concentration, and capital payback. Those are the indicators that turn a story into an economic model. On the supply side, AI cloud is constrained by more than chips. It needs 5 scarce inputs: accelerators, power, data center capacity, high-speed networking, and capital. Chip supply can improve faster than grid interconnection, transformers, cooling equipment, or long-duration financing. Compute scarcity increasingly looks like power scarcity. Demand is also more nuanced than model training. Enterprises need inference, private data systems, and workflow agents. Consumers create demand through search, creation, and devices. Governments want sovereign compute. But the durable test is simple. Does an AI agent create more value from completed work than it costs in inference, supervision, and failure recovery? This is why cheaper tokens do not necessarily mean lower total compute spending. Lower unit cost can unlock more use. Agents use longer context, more tools, and more verification loops. Like a wider motorway attracting more cars, falling cost can expand demand and create a new bottleneck somewhere else. The market structure explains who captures the value. NVIDIA sits close to an upstream oligopoly, protected by hardware, networking, software, and ecosystem switching costs. The cloud layer is a two-sided platform between scarce infrastructure and workloads. Applications are more competitive until they own the workflow, data, and distribution. OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Amazon, xAI, Mistral, and DeepSeek compete across models, distribution, and ecosystems. Cursor, Windsurf, and Perplexity compete at the user entry point. Nebius does not need to beat all of them. Its job is to deliver specialized compute faster, more reliably, or more efficiently than a hyperscaler or a customer's own build. In the short run, scarce GPUs, networking, memory, cooling, and power capture the economic rents. In the medium run, as model cost falls, more profit can move toward agents that own enterprise data and workflow. In the long run, the winners may be platforms that convert compute into measurable outcomes and can charge for those outcomes. For investors, the biggest mistake is treating GPU count, contract value, and recurring revenue as the same thing. They are not. Watch the ratio of signed to deployed capacity, take-or-pay terms, customer concentration, cash conversion, debt and lease obligations, depreciation, and whether the promised power connection actually arrives. The strongest counterargument is that NVIDIA's stake is simply normal ecosystem investing, and that inference demand will grow far beyond today's forecasts. That may be right. The answer will not come from a single headline. It will come from utilization, renewals, cash collection, power delivery, and return on invested capital. So NVIDIA's Nebius stake is not automatically bullish or bearish. It is evidence that chips, cloud, power, and capital are becoming one organized demand chain. Over the next 3 years, the market will move beyond counting GPUs and ask a tougher question. Can every deployed GPU turn into durable cash flow? This is research, not investment advice.